The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Morning, fellas. Randy, Sue, Mark, Hamid, Steven. Guys, very good morning. Very good morning. It is Monday, July 13th. Good morning, Dean. Hubba hubba. Guys, today is, we're almost halfway through, but this is the, Andy, good morning. This is the start of the earnings week. We've got bank earnings this week. It ought to be interesting. As you guys can see, we've got a fairly strong bid overnight. I did put a couple of trades in overnight. My target's been hit. That 36 target, I think, is what I put. We're now exceeded that. But overnight, we've got a couple thousand buyers right now in the NASDAQ. A lot of buyers in silver, 1,800. We have, well, just under 850 net buyers in gold. Crude has some sellers, about 1,000 sellers struggling around this $40 handle. There's some chatter that they may, hey, good morning, Jay. Todd, good morning. They may raise production again. Currently, I have my bonds bought on, my silver bought, and of course, gold. That is all I'm running at the moment, guys. Indices on all of the bots are in longs, at least in the ones that we trade. Russell, YM, NASDAQ, ES, they're all in longs. If you guys are here on trial, good morning and welcome to the room. I will take a quick spin through the list and see if any of the trials have come in. And then I can, I'll go through a little bit about the room. If any of my trials are here, once again, good morning and welcome. Yeah, we got a few of you guys. So let me give you guys an overview of the room. The session's being recorded anyways. Good morning, Max. Welcome from the UK. The room is kind of, it's not a singular room, meaning the focus is going to be on the robots, right? And for the sake of conversation, I'll show you. This is our NASDAQ robot, and as you can see, the NASDAQ took a long here at 5:39. We generally turn these on around 6 a.m. Eastern until 11. That's usually all we trade, and all targets have been hit. So it's gone 9 1/4, 15 1/4, 21 1/2 handles on this move. Again, I don't have a trade here. I didn't have a trade. It did go long, but it went long prior to our generally accepted 6 a.m. Eastern time, turning it on. So nothing here. The ES looks the same. The YM looks the same, etc. I trade the robot on, let's just say, for instance, the NASDAQ across about 3 different charts or so. I traded on this, actually 4. I traded on a couple of 3-minute charts with different settings. I traded on a 15 range. So I've got several different charts. You'll see that holds true for most of the indices that I trade. So the YM, for instance, I'll trade on a 3-minute and also on a Unirenko. So we've identified via backtesting, and we have a backtesting strategy, which I'll show you guys at some point this week. We have a backtesting strategy which was built specifically for the bot to get us our parameters. You'll notice here the 3-minute, we're trading it with a 177 and the 233 tick as our time frames, right? So the way that the bot operates is it is a fully robotic trader. When the parameters are met, i.e. when you get a sell against a red background, which means all of our time frames are congruent. Gold just sold on the 3-minute, and I'll bring that over in a minute. So when you get a short against a red background or a long against a green background, the robot will auto execute a trade. It also will identify targets and stops based on current market volatility. So these stops and targets that you see generated on the chart here are not generic, okay? It's based on average true range and then a multiple of average true range to identify targets. We are currently in long, so unless we get pullbacks, this could end up being a trend day, and in which case the smaller time frames like the NASDAQ on the 15 range, maybe the YM on the Unirenko or the ES on a Unirenko will perform, but the 3 minutes may not give us many trades. So here's what you have, guys, right now. The robot just fired a trade on the 3-minute robot. It's currently in a short. We could pull back to about 11.4. So we'll see what we get here. I will very quickly read the disclaimer. Hang on, guys. Let me read the disclaimer. I'll put it on the screen above so you guys can watch this gold trade. Here's your government required disclaimer. U.S. government required disclaimer: futures and options trading has large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell futures or options. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed on the website. Past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Guys, there is first target off on the robot. Now my setting is currently set for break even +1. So first target is off at 8 ticks. As you can see, relatively small first target. But again, it's predicated on, and it's out. So $180. It's predicated on market volatility. It is not based on based on a generic ATM setting. Okay. CFTC Rule 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Since trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. There's your government required disclaimer, fellas. Additionally, for years I have taught and traded order flow. So especially when the bots are quiet, I will offer order flow trades or suggestions as I see them. For instance, I'll say NASDAQ looks like a short here at whatever it is, 950, and your stop needs to be blank, and first target is blank, and then whatever. So the room, hey, Jacques, good morning. The room will offer a number of trades throughout the day vis-a-vis order flow. And of course, when the bots fire a trade, I will, of course, show the bot trades. Okay? If anybody has questions, feel free to ask. Robert, currently gold is on. First target was just hit on the 3-minute, and I've just turned my 377 tick on, so it's in a short now. Gold is coming down. I would expect some pullbacks here, fellas. We've been up all night. I would expect pullbacks, and then we'll start looking for longs again, especially in the indices. Again, we do have earnings start in earnest this week. Bank stocks, I would guess We'll start Wednesday. Let's see here. Nothing on, I don't care about Pepsi. Yeah, tomorrow. JP Morgan and Wells Fargo and Citigroup report before the open. We get Delta tomorrow. No interest after the close. Then on Wednesday, PNC Bank, be interesting. American Airlines after the close. Netflix on Thursday, they should beat. So this week and next week ought to be fairly fun, guys. I mean, we should get some pretty good volatility. Indices are all in long, so we're kind of stuck unless we get pullbacks. I suspect gold will come down to 11. It could work down to 10. And even as far as maybe 9.5. I don't think gold is coming down much further than that. Bonds are starting to bid up slightly. If anybody has questions, please feel free to ask, guys, especially if you're on trial. At the end of the day, I will be sending to all of my trials recap of the session, so you'll get a video recap, and you'll also get a daily kind of follow-up email. Got to come back through here, 14, maybe 1, 5, 6 ticks higher. I would think it gets close to 15.8, above 15.8. Hey, David. Oh, no, that's an old question. My apologies. YM is coming down, guys. ES wants to short on the 3-minute as well. If you're running Dean's settings or Dean's times, your bot's on. There goes YM. So again, if you're running Dean's times, you got this short. First target's hit. If you're running his times, first target's hit on the YM. It's moving into second target. ES wants to short. We could come back. Barbara, it's the same settings we've always used. Yep. Okay, gold is going. Trying. Come on, gold. Let's go. This is where we're getting stuck. 14-1. Small buyers, small sellers in gold, fellas. Gotta love pre-market. Gold is trying, guys. It's just got to push through this 14 here. Come on. 28 buyers, not going to do it. Come on. You're 1 or 2 ticks away from this going. There it goes. Should go now. Come on, it's through. 14.7, small resistance as well, just below that target. Morning, Kath. This target is 1, maybe 2 ticks above small resistance. Gold can get to 16, somewhere between, it should get to 16.4 to 17.1. Support right now on the ES is 97.25. It's got to come down through 97.25. It comes down to 95. Below that, it can come to 91, call it 92. So for those of you that are on trial, just because it's a robotic trader, you never relinquish control. So for instance, if you don't like the trade, you just hit close. There's a close button up here. You just hit close. It'll close the trade. Small sellers here in gold, 20, 30.
Order filled.
ES needs to come down below. Gold just went long in the 3-minute as well. Gold has to break support at 97.25, Karen. Right, this swing here, was it support? Down through that, it'll come down. bonds, small buyers in bonds right now. NASDAQ's looking like it wants to pull back a little further as well, fellas. We really need a pullback if we're going to get an order flow trade long. Gold has to hold 12.3 right here. I don't think so. I think gold comes down to back to 11, but we'll see. It's got a bid back up through 13.1. Good morning, Ali.
Stop, Phil.
All right, out on gold, fellas. There's not much range. First target is 66. But it's pretty range bound crude. Okay. Just under 5 minutes, guys. I'll keep an eye on that. In the member area, Jim. I've had that on for over a week. Range in the ES is pathetic. 6-tick range, guys. Typical of the ES. It's pathetic. NASDAQ currently is 17, which is awfully slow as well. Crude's trying to bid. We're going to have to get up through 44 to get to 62. I mean, it may get to that first target. I tend to doubt it, but we'll see. That trade could literally be on all day. Struggling here. 15, it's got to get through 44.50 to get that first target. One tick. There it is. First target hit. First target hit, fellas. First target hit. That may be all it gives us.
Stop fill.
Yeah, small trade. Stuck in the middle of the opening range candle. That's it. Looks like it's trying to turn over. Small sellers in here.
Order filled.
That
Stop fill.
that was a late fill. We're only at 66 ticks, guys. Really low. Net ES is at 18. There we go. Here come the buyers. Above 52 we go. It blows. There it goes. Breaking out, fellas. Now the tick range is picking up 104. Anybody long above 52? There's a quick 10, 12 handles. You guys can hear the bots are awfully quiet. Not much going on. Come on, get that second target. Let's go. Couple ticks from hit second target to the tick, no fill. Hit it to the tick and no fill.
Stop fill.
God, that torques me. I would be leery of shorts, fellas. Okay, that's up 250 for now.
Order filled.
All right, YM shorted on the Uniranko. We'll see what this does. I don't see it as a short, but we'll see what it does. YM might come into VWAP at 33. We need another 15 range candle to the downside. It's the NASDAQ show, fellas. ES is stuck in that resistance between about 02 and 06. It's consolidating, but stuck. Need to get down through 39. Come on. Held 39. There it goes.
Order filled.
ES is short on the Uniranko as well. ES should come down to 94. Let me move the Uniranko, fellas. There's the ES. I looked away for a second. This came 3 or 4 ticks to first target and bounced. You guys might want to take your ticks. Your prerogative. NASDAQ's just blown up, fellas.
Order fill.
Completely blown up. NASDAQ ES is short on the bigger time frame, the 3-minute as well. Gold's trying to turn over. Come on, YM. Russell selling. I'm out of this trade.
Order fill.
Can have it. Came 3 or 4 ticks to first target. Small time frames, guys, are going to get wrecked in here, I think. But we'll let them trade.
Order fill.
Tesla is just insanity. Yeah, it's the NASDAQ show. I mean, the NASDAQ is, I told you guys in the pre-market, we're going to see 11,000. The breakout was above that 54, whatever it was, 50, whatever I gave you guys. There's no stopping this NASDAQ, guys. They're buying tech, fellas. They're buying tech. You know, everybody with this coronavirus and 86 trillion people out of work and blah, blah, blah. They're buying tech. They can't get into tech fast enough. There are companies that are performing very, very well in the tech industry. They're selling small caps at the moment.
Order fill.
ES is long on the 8 range. We're just struggling in this 2 to 6 area. Here comes your 11,000, fellas. YM is now long, also struggling at resistance, 26.2. Same with the ES. ES can't get out of this small little range. It's consolidating sideways. If it breaks out above 3, it's going to go. Jeez. This market's. All right, guys. 15 range shorted again. Now wants longs. So what do these three charts have in common, fellas? Small time frames. The small time frames are struggling. Small time frames are not trading directionally. They're trading sideways. You can see the NASDAQ. It's trying to roll. I would not want to be short the NASDAQ. So what do you do to combat that? Don't trade the small time frames. Yeah, you got to stay with the. You've got to stay with the bigger time frames, Jeff. I mean, the tick range isn't that bad. All the small time frames, the Unirenkos. This is a couple months ago when the volatility picked up. That's when I stopped trading these small time frames. There's a reason for that. The bigger time frames are all trading. Nice job, John. You're very welcome. The bigger time frames will keep you out of this slop. The downside is the bigger time frames don't take that many trades, right? The ES wants to pull back. They'll level out eventually. This I'm going to shut off. Look at this. Let me just show you this. This is the 15 range, right? This is your 15 range. You see how flat we are? Looks like we're trying to come down. I mean, the NASDAQ could pull back all the way down to 33. We could come back to 33. YM in the bigger time frame is shorting. Below VWAP on the YM.
Order filled.
God dang gold, man. There's gold again on a short. Hang on, guys. One more burst up and then it falls again. Again, it's the small time frame. The bigger time frames haven't rolled. The 377. This is a 377 tick.
Target filled.
There's first target. Let's see if we can get down here. It's break even plus 1, guys. going to pop back up. I mean, it should come to 11, even 9/2. Now, that doesn't mean it won't, pop back up and take this out. It's break even. Well, if it dumps here at 11, there's basically 11/2. Should get that 11/2. Got 11.9.
Stop fill.
The 3 minutes,
Order fill.
3 minutes trying to roll over. Three minutes attempting to roll over on gold. We're going to have to come down through VWAP, fairly decent delta. If we get through VWAP, we work down into that final target.
Target filled.
Our second target on the YM, 48 ticks. Once the trail, I'll turn the trail on. Once the trail moves above the break even, that'll just auto trail however long. So I'll leave that on, let that auto trail. My 3 minute went long and did not fire a trade. Oh. This 85, 86 is the area, guys. It's got to break out again. 86, 87, and then get above 97. Support's now down around 60 on the NASDAQ. YM reaching for the stars. Probably up into here. Looks like they're buying the ES now. NASDAQ is now holding support at 74, 74.5. For my trials, most of the room does not trade silver. I don't know that anybody does. Most do not trade crude. Although margins have gone back to fairly normalized margins. Looks like the NASDAQ setting up to pull back. We could come up here and test this value area high of 95% area, but we're pulling value area low higher. This YM is still quasi moving higher. We should move into this 280 zone. There we go. There's our move lower. We've pulled this higher up. I still don't think we're coming far. I really want to see 60. Maybe back again to 52. We're consolidating. We keep getting this move back down into that support zone and then back up. Gold trying. Trump, we're rolling here. Somebody, I think it was Trump, criticizing China. Gold below VWAP. Come on, NASDAQ. Make your move. Look at this YM, fellas. Beast. I don't think you're going to see VWAP again, Chris. I mean, maybe later today. Hey, Randy. Fangs are stuck. Take a look. Where's Tesla? Tesla hit 2,000 yet? Ridiculous. Tesla 1729 up 184 bucks and change, almost 185. Amazon up 83. Apple up 13, almost 14 bucks. Netflix up 14, almost 15. Microsoft up 62 cents. Facebook up 263. Chip makers up. eBay 52-week high. Google 52-week Alphabet. Google up 52-week high. I mean, what do you do with this? Out of curiosity, we have Wells Fargo coming up. Down 2 cents. These financials are lagging. Citigroup up 5 cents. Goldman Sachs up $3 and change. And JP Morgan, take a look at that. JP Morgan up $1 and change. for my guys that are on trial. Well, we finally broke out in the ES. I hate the Russell and rarely trade it. I hate the YM and rarely trade it. The YM is the leader today. NASDAQ is trying, guys. Buyers back in. Crude still stuck in this infinitesimal range. Gold chunking around. And the NASDAQ just stuck up in this level. That's your opening range high, 97. We blow through that, and I think we go to 11. I know. I know. Joel loves his Tesla. Floyd's got one. He loves it. I don't even have a place that, I mean, again, I've given you guys a couple of places to get in. NASDAQ, 60 is still support. I don't think we got a shot of seeing 60 unless we get a pullback into the close of Europe. Finally getting a pullback in here. Florida case is rising 4.7%. That's above the 7-day average. Nobody dies, Steve. Nobody dies. 99% recovery rate. There's no, it's below the flu now. It's absurd. I can't say nobody dies, but 99 point something recovery rate. Well, gold finally came down, as we talked about earlier. Just piss poor trading on it. Gold has sold everything back that they bought overnight. Gold is now headed to 1804.5. It's going to try to hold 6.5, but it should come down to 4.5. This is why I don't trade the Russell. I hate this thing. Gold's target is 4.4 if anybody wants an order flow short.
Stop fill.
Finally out on this YM. Well, he may have worn a mask, but bonds are starting to catch a bid. He may have worn a mask, but I can tell you, as we've talked about before, a couple ticks from Target. Come on. Seriously? Got to 65. Should get, it's going higher, guys. Should get at least to 80. All right, we got a small pullback in the NASDAQ. Support's going to come in somewhere between 8 and 12 in the NASDAQ. May not pull back much further, but 8 and 12. Crude, all kinds of buyers. I won't get these last 3 ticks. Come on, 2 more ticks, seriously? One tick. Can't get 1 tick on crude. Hit 65 again. It's resistance from this candle back here. Last night's open. 6 p.m. open. Right here. 64. There we go. First target filled. 60 ticks, fellas. Kudlow says we are on guard because of rising COVID cases.
Order filled.
All right, guys. I closed out the runner here on gold. Crude. That's done for the day. My 15 range is done for the day. My 3 minutes are done for the day. There's no trades. We've been basically long trend all day. I mean, I was of the guys at 11:30. I'll go through my totals. We are, Pam. Be on Skype.
Stop filled.
All right. So gold's down 160 bucks. Again, I've got the trail on, or the break even. That may come down a little bit, but we'll leave Russell on. Be right back, fellas. All right, guys. Russell hit second target to the tick at 65 ticks. I'm further out. Gold doesn't look like we're going to get along into the close. Couple minutes into the close of Europe, guys, and we'll go through totals. And then our pullback. We've gone pretty flat. You can see this moving average has gone flat. We're going to trade up into 58.59. Well, what the bots didn't do, we did with order flow for sure. Last minute and a half or so, fellas, of Europe. Last minute. No, we're done. Europe's gone. Volume will dry up now till later today. All right, there's Europe. All right, fellas. Let me give you your. I mean, usually we get a pullback around 11:15, 11:20, and now then we generally start trading in the same direction we've been. So I don't know that we're going to get a pullback, but you can see we're pretty flat here. This is really, I mean, do you really want to buy it at 11,050? I don't. I gave you the target on ES at 23. We've hit 22, what looks like 50. And then your final target, we could see 30 today. All right, fellas, here are the totals for the session. This is not a good session for us, but it is what it is. See how Unirenco was up 820. Gold on the 3-minute was up $40. NASDAQ on the 15 range was up 485. And YM on the Unirenco up 825. It's 2170 minus. We lost 1,050 in silver. Most of you don't trade it. I don't know that anybody does, so it doesn't hurt. I'll close this out. We're down 1255 in the Russell. So it's 130 bucks. 160 in gold. It's 290 down. 600 on the ES Unirenco. And 750 on the 8 range. So the bots were down today. 1,640 bucks. The bots were down 1,600 bucks. We had a down day last week. We were still up over 12 grand last week. And then bear with me, guys, 1 second. 1 second. In any event, guys, and then here, I'll show you. This is This doesn't count anywhere. But this is my day, which is nothing. Why is it not showing? Hang on. Why is my account not showing up here? There it is. There's my account. When all is said and done, guys, this is all I did today. Trading